So what made you want to run for mayor?
Just a community spirit. We have had so much bad news in the press of late, and what I'd like to do is get involved and try my best to bring this community together and build some cohesiveness with not only the city council, but reach out to the county commission and try to work with them to run as efficient a government as possible.
Do you have any political experience?
I have no political experience, which I feel like is a benefit. I don't come into this office with any baggage, any preconceived notions of anyone's ability to perform. Everyone will have a fresh start with me, and I'll take them at face value.
Would you possibly say that could be a hindrance, since this is only for a short amount of time? It is only 2.5 years. Do you feel like it may take you a little while to get the ball going and to understand the ins and outs of mayor?
Well, not really. I'm a lifelong resident of Milledgeville, and other than one city councilman, I've known everyone else for just about my entire life. I went to school with 4 of the city councilmen and have a decent relationship with them now. What I like to do is build on that and try to find common ideas and common goals that we could work on together and come together as one. As I mentioned, we've got to reach across to the county commission and try to find more efficient ways to do things. And I've already reached out to the county commission chair, and along with a few county commissioners as well. And I really feel like we've got a good start at building a coalition.
So what is your background then in? What is your experience in?
Well, I've been in business for myself for the last 13 years, but the last 26 years I've been involved with commercial real estate on the financing side. We do income-producing properties throughout the Southeast in 9 contiguous states, and so I've been involved with development and taking a project from the initial stages through completion. We take it from the ground floor through the completion of the project on through operations and oversee those as well. But a couple of years ago, we were able to get into the nurse staffing business, and that has really taken off of late. We do CNAs, RNs, and LPNs at area nursing homes.
So what is it then, do you feel like that experience and your business background and seeing that, projects from beginning to end, do you feel like that'll help you if elected mayor?
Well, absolutely. I mean, I'm going to take on this role with a sense of business and looking at issues from a business standpoint. Does it make sense to move forward? Does it make sense to come together with other, with maybe the county and try to merge our services in certain ways? But just trying to find a more efficient ways to run this government. My main strength, I believe, is my ability to deal with people and reach out and build coalitions. And so my people skills, I think, is what I really feel like I bring to the table. And if I can't build those relationships and start moving the city in a positive direction, then I will have failed.
What is it then that you hope to bring if elected to mayor? Do you have any platforms or goals that you wish to accomplish?
Well, the first thing I'd really want to establish early is trying to reestablish trust with the local citizens. There's been some issues of late that have kind of put a damper on our reputation, and I know these people. I've known them my whole life. They're good people. They're trying to do their best. They've been under a tremendous amount of scrutiny, and so what I'd like to do was try to get in the game, establish a policy of doing the right thing every time for the right reason, and really giving the public something to be proud of. But second to that, then we would be moving into that strong relationship with the county, so that if there were services that we could possibly merge together and work together on that would make more sense for this community, then I think we're falling short of that right now, and needs to be addressed.
Do you have any examples that maybe you see that could benefit from working with the county?
Well, with my last several months, I've discovered a few issues that would deserve immediate attention. That we currently have 2 911 systems that city and county are kind of at odds about ownership, and I just feel like over time, over a small amount of time, with the right people involved, that we could find a solution that would benefit the citizens and be more efficient for those running the system as well.
I know a lot of times when people run, they're also talking about jobs, talking about economic development. Do you have any plans or goals with that if elected?
Well, the role of a mayor under this form of government is extremely limited as far as oversight of the city operations. I mean, I do want to be involved, and I do want to stay on top of the budgets and stay involved with the city manager on what's going on. But I feel like my main role would be to work with the Development Authority, work with the Central State Relocation Authority, and it's not Relocation Authority, the Central State Redevelopment Authority, to go out and seek employers that were interested in Milledgeville, be with them in Atlanta, be with them where they need, represent this city in that regard, to try to bring jobs to this town.
So, I lost my train of thought. Do you have, I know a hot topic that's going to come up after this election is going to be unification.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a stance on unifying the two governments?
Well, actually, I've been spending most of my time since I qualified learning as much as I can about it. I mean, I actually attended a church service on Saturday morning with the unification group where they were giving both sides of the argument. Unfortunately, I missed the pro-consolidation side, but I heard that argument this morning at the Chamber of Commerce. Both sides have valid reasons why it should or should not be in place. I've got some concerns about the charter, and I'm trying to find out answers. So at this point in time, I haven't come up with I haven't formed my opinion as of yet. But as I mentioned, I do see concerns on both sides, and I do see some positives on both sides.
Can you elaborate on those concerns or positives?
Sure. From the negative side, most of the people I've talked to have asked, how much is this going to cost? How much is it going to save? And right now, we don't have any type of study that would give us any indication of is it really a cost-saving measure short term, or is it a long-term situation? And the citizens of Milledgeville, I think, are interested in knowing if we're going to change these governments. Is it necessary? Is it going to do anything positive other than restructure the county government? I've heard some from some minorities feeling like their minority representation will be diluted, going from 5 of 11 representatives to what they feel like maybe 2 of 7, and I think they have a problem with that. And when I talk to the pro-consolidation people, they tell me that this system was designed with minority input, and they don't feel like those claims are valid. So I need to do some more research on that. I mean, I certainly don't want anybody to feel like their representation has been diluted. But on the pro side, it makes all the sense in the world to merge services and cut down on the duplication of those services. One is always better than 2, and so from a overview, it looks like something that we need to kind of pursue. But do we really need to change our form of government to do it? What's been suggested to me that we look towards functional consolidation, whereby we work with the city work with the county, and we try to merge some of those services without the change in government.
Like you had just alluded to, if you were elected, you would
right.
work with the county to see if you could do that. So you touched on this a little bit. The city's had a bad year, if you will.
It will.
The ethics complaints, and then with the issues with the mayor, and then him stepping down. So how do you feel what do you feel like you could do to pick the city back up?
Well, from my perspective, what's happened in the past is in the past, and I can't change what happened before I take office, but I can affect the way we do business thereafter. So, as I mentioned, we would do everything in our power to make sure that everything is done as far as the meetings go by the book, by the law. They'd be open and very transparent. We don't have anything to hide. There's no reason why we wouldn't post agendas, post meeting notices, and we would certainly rely on council to give us advice on those issues. But it just revolves around that mantra of doing the right thing for the right reason every time. And if we can continue to work in those directions and keep the community and the citizens interest at heart, then I feel like over time the faith will be restored.
What do you think the state of the city of Milledgeville is?
Well, I think we're in great shape. I mean, I think financially they've been very good with minding their money and building reserves and making sure that we're fiscally sound. We've got so much to offer here in Milledgeville. If it weren't for the negative press we've had of late, I feel like we would be making greater strides with economic development. I think as we move ahead, we've got to put these issues behind us and try to find ways to sell this great community. I mean, this community has so much to offer. I think most communities we compete with would love to trade places with us, but we've got to get our act together, make sure that we're doing things by the book, make sure that we're staying above board, and continue to do our business the way we've been doing business.
I know there's been some, I guess, issues or talk about with the hospital. There's been some movement going on with that, and I know you sit on the board over there.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it so important to keep the hospital here in Milledgeville and to do everything we can to keep that there? It's
the hub of our economic life. Our economic efforts at trying to reach out to new businesses would be hurt tremendously. We try to sell this community as a retirement community with the lake and all that we have, and I think that would be diminished as well. Enrollment at Georgia College would probably dwindle. I mean, everybody is looking for close proximity to a hospital. So it's critical that we keep this hospital alive in some shape, form, or fashion. And I've always, since what I'm on is the Hospital Foundation Board, which is a fundraising wing. I've known early on that the hospital was in trouble financially. I didn't know to what degree. But honestly, from what's happened this past week, it's obvious to me that with the hospital authority, the new administration, the physicians, all have to get together and find out exactly where we are, where ground zero is, and come back to the county, come back to the city, and say, if we do X, can you guys support us, and in what fashion can you support us? I'm just not sure where we stand today with the hospital and their situation. So I feel like it's best to give them time to sort things out. They're in the know, and we'll stay involved and try to be there to support them when they need us.
I also know Central State Hospital and redeveloping that land out there is pretty important too for the city, because they're hoping to transform that and bring jobs, bring businesses there. Is that something that you feel that is necessary for Milledgeville? Oh,
it's unbelievably important at Milledgeville, and the job Mike Couch has done out there is remarkable. I was at a meeting yesterday where he laid out several of the projects he has working, and it's just phenomenal. He's connected with Atlanta, and he's making alliances there that are extremely meaningful, and like I say, networking with the right people. And I just feel like the sky's the limit for that authority, and there again, the city, the county, we all need to support that with all of our efforts.
So what is it then that you feel that you want the voters out there to know why you want this job and what you could bring to leading the city of Milledgeville? I
just feel like what I can bring is a positive outlook on the future of Milledgeville. Like I say, I come in with a strong positive message that we have to come together. We have to be a cohesive unit. We've got to be willing to reach out to the county officials and work with them hand in hand and do what is needed to put Milledgeville back on the map.
Do you see any challenges that lies ahead for the city?
The only challenges I see is that a few personalities, have some deep-rooted memories, and we've got to get past some of these obstacles. We've got to, realize that what's happened in the past has happened in the past, and right now we're at a critical junction in our future, and this would be the time to lay some of those differences aside and find ways that we can work together.
And you feel like you could help lead that direction?
I really do. I mean, I honestly feel like that's my strong suit, is being able to talk with different people about different issues and really bring those people together.
Anything else you wish to add that I didn't ask about why you're running, or what qualities you have, or that you didn't say, or that I didn't ask you?
No, I'm excited about the opportunity to serve the citizens of Milledgeville. This is something that I have never dreamed of doing. It's something I didn't sit at home thinking about, at what time can I make this step into politics. Never been really involved in politics, but it's something I feel called to do. I don't know why the Lord's put this on my shoulders, but I'm willing to step up and be willing to stand here in the spotlight and take the pressure and take the criticism, so that possibly Milledgeville can take a positive step.